This is just a quick video to show people why we have Africans in our country, because I want people to understand that everything that's happening in our country right now is coming from directives or frameworks or programs that our Irish government have committed to through the UN and the EU, and they're now being implemented in our country. But the main program we have here in Ireland for Africans is Global Ireland Welcome to Africa. And this program was started in 2018, so we're on 2019, sorry. And it's still continuing. But the 6 main objectives to Global Ireland, and them objectives are: number 1 is Ireland will build stronger political partnerships with African countries to address national, regional and global challenges. Number 2, Ireland will promote peace, security and respect and human rights and rule of law. 3 is they will support inclusive economic growth and deeper trade and investment. Now, wherever you see that word inclusive, it's another word for global. It's not for the Irish. Number 4 is Ireland will work with African countries in the effort to achieve sustainable developmental goals, because that's where this all stems from, and with particular focus on reaching those furthest behind first. Number 5 is Ireland will promote and contribute to a more ambitious and effective EU partnership with Africa. Anything but the Irish. Number 6, Ireland will promote a collaborative team to approach across all works in Africa. Now this program, it's been running, and this is where it all really stems from. But from this program then branches out little NGOs and other programs that bring in more Africans. One of the programs here is Mirroring Africa in Ireland. Now, as usual, I'll put the document beside me so you can see it for yourselves. This is an NGO organisation focusing on 4 areas: facilitating community dialogue, participation for effective integration of Africans, African diaspora. So there's the integration again. Promoting inclusion of multiple African perspectives in development, education, and this course. I'll explain more about this in a few minutes. Working with Africa diaspora organisations and individuals on development projects in African countries and informing and influencing policy. I'll explain more on influence and policy now in a second. But this organisation has 580 volunteers. It's been given 980 donations. It has 987 projects, and it's 320 missions to carry out this year alone. Also in Ireland here we have African Day. Now, African Day is going to be run on 18th of May 2025, and this was launched in 2024. This is organised in partnership between Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade and Dublin City Council. Now, this is where I think our newly elected councillors should be speaking about these things, because these are coming up in their meetings, but we don't hear them talking about them. All we hear them reiterating is immigration, immigration, immigration. But it's not immigration. These are programs that our government committed to the EU and UN and are now being implemented in our country. But over 10,000 people are expected to attend African Day, and it's going to be entertained by over 40 musical acts, cultural groups representing countries across Africa in the Royal Hospital, Kilmainham. Now, all 31 authorities across Ireland are to host cultural, artistic and family-friendly events around the country, which includes contemporary African Irish culture, art, film, music, dance and food events in every county in Ireland. Now, this is purely for Africans, but like they're saying it's for integration, but it's not integration, because there's no Irish going to be involved, like our traditions and cultures. But yet when we have St. Patrick's Day, every nationality was allowed into that one. So it's the same as the Indian Day. We have an Indian Day as well, but again, that's just purely for Indian culture to be integrated into Irish society. But this all stems from the international development policy, folks, because everything is policies, frameworks or directives that stems from the EU and UN. None of this is happening by chance. None of this is happening by chance. Now, to get back to influence and policy, I want to talk about a programme called Africa in Ireland. Now, Africa in Ireland is a programme that enables early mid-career professionals from eligible countries with leadership potential to benefit from prestigious world-class education, contributing to capacity building. This programme covers flights, accommodation, living costs and programme fees. Do the Irish students get any of this? I don't think so. This starts in August or September every year, and it runs for 10 to 16 months. It promotes gender equality, equal opportunity, welcomes diversity. Their policy is aligned with this SDG because everything stems back to the SDG, which is the Sustainable Developmental Goals. The aim of this programme is to nurture future leaders. Now, it's all here if people just listen. To develop in the country capacity building in their home countries and to become one of the next generation of leaders in respective fields. So I keep telling people, we're our leaders and our people in the Dáil, all of that, the Shanna, down to your local councillors, they're not elected, they're selected, and they have been programmed for years in this country and conditioned to get them to what they want to say. They also envisage positive personal and professional relationships with Ireland, promoting institutional linkages. So there's that word integration again, just covered in a different way. Now, this is fully funded by the Irish government, So we need to start questioning the Irish government and why Irish students don't get their board and all that free for them, their courses paid for them, their accommodation paid for them. None of that is given to the Irish students. And it's offered under the Department of Foreign Affairs. Now, folks, everything is a programme in this country, and this programme alone, Africa and Ireland, this aligns with the Irish government's commitments, because it's a commitment that the Irish government have told the EU and UN that they will follow and now implement in our country. And this aligns with the Irish government's commitments under Global Ireland. Now, I've done a video on the Global Ireland before, but if you want, I'll do another one again. And the National Implementation Plan for SDG, the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Ireland's another programme, which is Ireland's Foreign Policy for Changing World. It stems from Global Ireland, though. A Better World, that's another programme. I done a video on that two years ago. Ireland's Policy for International Development, Global Citizens 2030, because they don't want Irish citizens, they want global citizens. International Talent and Innovation Strategy, again coming from Global Ireland. Ireland's Strategy to Africa in 2025, which is Global Ireland Welcome to Africa. It's on year 5 now. Delivering Global Ireland, again, delivering in Asia Pacific region. Ireland's Strategy for Partnership with Small Ireland Developing States and Global Ireland. Ireland's Strategy for Latin America and the Caribbean 2025, because these are all commitments that our Irish government have said to the EU and the UN, because it mainly stems from the UN. And our parasites in government have committed to these programs now, and now they're implementing them across our country. This programme is managed by the relevant embassies responsible for the eligible countries, and I'll put the eligible countries up here now. And the programme implementation, because everything's been implemented in Ireland, is supported by the Irish Council for International Students, ICOS. I mean, why are we allowing this? Why are we accepting this? Because, folks, like, it's just in October 2024, 15.5% of our population is non-Irish, which amounts to roughly 760,000 people. And that's only the start. We haven't seen anything yet for what these parasites have planned for us by 2030. In 2024, our population rose by 98,700 people. It's the largest since we've ever seen in 2008. But we took in 149,200 immigrants in 2024, but we also lost 69,000 people from the state. They departed. 10,600 of these went to Australia. Now, I can't prove this, or I can't be sure, but that's our children leaving this country to go and get themselves a better career, because the Irish government has simply just said, no, good luck to you, we don't want you here anymore. We're going to bring in all these people under the obligations and under the commitments of the UN for the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Dublin has seen an increase of 33,400 in the past year. I mean, Dublin's not safe anymore. We all know this. But we're allowing this. We're absolutely allowing this because we're all compliant to these commitments that we never met. So, folks, the only way this is going to stop in our country is mass non-compliance. I've said it time and time again, and I'm not the only one saying it. But people just don't seem to hear us because we all continue to comply. But it really is. The only way this is going to stop is mass non-compliance. We've got to stop complying to this ludicrous commitment that they've made for the United Nations, because we never did. We never committed or signed up to any of these programs, but our governments did, and it's not this government now, it's previous governments. I'll do another video because I want to show people how our constitution is not for the Irish people. It never has been for the Irish people. It's always stem back for the UN, and any amendment that was ever made in this country came from a directive of the UN, and they just put it to the people, letting us think we had a say or a choice in this country, when really, in reality, we don't. And it was always leading to bring us to where we are today. We think we're after seeing a lot of immigration in this country, but folks, we haven't seen anything yet for what these have planned for us in the next 4 years. It's actually scary, the numbers. They want to increase our population to 10 million. We're only at 5 million, and we think our country's flooded. So we can continue on fighting and bickering with each ourselves and carry on the way we're going and just let it continue, or we can actually shut this country down, because we are at an advantage in this country. We have all the data centers here. We could shut it all down if we really wanted to. We just have to organise ourselves and say no more. But folks, it's up to us now what we want to do.